Hey, so today I'm going to talk about various things to do with this character. I try to think of things or make videos about things that are not widespread or obvious or covered by a lot of other people, but are also very useful and not just, kind of fancy things you would never do in a real match. So, yeah, hopefully find something useful throughout this video. Level 3 can be safely buffered behind your spark. Take a note of the inputs.
I don't have time to play.
How can that be useful? Note that different spacings, different fireballs with different recoveries will all affect whether this is possible. Crouching medium kick is usually +8 on hit. However, off of a meaty setup, you can make this +9, which is perfectly meaty for this button. At +9, this button will perfectly link into itself, even without a counter hit. It also means this move is 0 on block, which means you can challenge with a jab. Another interesting thing about this button is that it allows you to jail your opponent when they get up from further away, as long as you're using it as a meaty. Although there's no threat of a throw, if they get greedy in a caught mashing here or pressing or trying to get away, it can lead to some big combos. As you can see, crouching medium kick punish counters into crouching heavy kick, which allows you to get some combos that you would not otherwise be able to get. As we talked about in the previous video, how many times has this happened? And as I said in the last video, two easy answers to this are drive rush, stand medium kick, punch, and drive rush, stand medium kick. Here are some DI setups you can do off your combos. Note the JP is set to wake up amnesia. First one is after you do heavy DP, you can do light jab to time your DI. Second one is after heavy blitz, you can do crouching jab to time your DI. These are universally great against people in burnout who do not have any resources. The next thing I'm going to talk about is using stand heavy kick as a way to catch the latex. This is a quite interesting button. The general idea is you want to catch a throw. There you go. Now, why would you use this button as a delay tech catcher over other buttons? The answer is, if you think about it, say you use this, like you can't use a delay button like this, right? When you use a delay button like this, if they're delay teching, if they haven't teched by the first frame, this button is active or this button is active, they're going to block because they're put into block stun on frame 1 of active. and then even if they tech the next frame, they're safe. But when you use this button, because it only hits high and it has 3 active frames, the active frames will whiff against them while they're crouching. And if they tech during any of those 3 frames, they're going to stand into the active frames of this. So it covers a lot more kind of ground than a normal button would. But it is also a lot more risky of an option. That makes sense. Like if I put JP, wake up, crouching light punch, it automatically loses to lows, right? Or like crouching normals, I should say, not necessarily lows. So that's the idea behind that. I also wanted to talk about this common and popular safe jump that I see a lot of people using. As you can see, this is plus 41, whereas when you usually, well, the best safe jumps in this game are very often plus 42. So what does this actually mean? If I put EXDP on, I'll safe jump it, right? But if this Ryu knows the matchup and he does a light DP, which is a frame faster, but also air invuln, I get hit. And that's an easy reaction for the Ryu player. So just keep that in mind as people learn more about this character and how to fight him. This may come up, so you don't want to get too ingrained in doing this safe jump as part of your like game, against characters that have an option like this. I want to go over some expanded mind games of Ed's corner throw game based on his snatcher, which, as you may or may not know, shut this down a lot of wake up options. So first, I'll go over the basics. As you may or may not already know, Meaty snatcher will be DI. Meaty snatcher will also be safe from most reversals. Meaty snatcher will also beat level 1s. And you cannot jump out of Meaty snatcher. So as you may know, the answer that a lot of people go to is parry, right? Because they perfect parry it, and that's a free way. They can even get a punish like that, right? Or they can regular parry and it'll stop the pullback. And as you know, we're still on the simple kind of mind games of this corner pressure. One answer to this is to simply do that, right? But that's a pretty, that's a read. If they don't parry there and you forward dash into their face, then they get a combo. It's a bit of a read. It's a bit dangerous. But I've noticed some emerging mind games with this, and what a lot of good players will do is they will hold the snatcher. So they'll go for the parry, and then nothing will happen, and they'll let go of it, and then the Ed will pull them after that, right? And what are the answers to this? One answer is the Ryu could simply hold parry, which happens quite often, in which case you can hold it even longer and let go as even more of a mind game. Or you can, you can forward dash in and throw them there, right? But what else could the Ryu player do against this? One answer, well, probably the only other real answer other than a, guessing right on the parry, holding it for longer, is a forward jump. If I hold here, he forward jumps, I get hit, right? So what can the Ed player do if he expects this? One answer is that you're actually holding air snatcher, but this is a very specific read, and I wouldn't recommend it unless you have a really hard read that they're going to do this. But a good answer is you hold it and you see they jump, back sway out of the way, right? Simply, you can play reactive. If they stay in the corner and they don't jump at you, you can do your snatcher or your fake and, you know, get your pressure. If they really had the read on you and they forward jump expecting you to do a delayed snatcher, then at worst, you can kind of just get out of the way. Finally, in this last part, I'm going to post some combos I've been experimenting with. I haven't been able to find anything optimal out of these routes, but I'm kind of putting a bounty on these combos. If anyone can expand them into something optimal or think of new ideas to come up with new optimal combos, I don't really actually have a reward, but I think it's possible that we could find something new. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter, where I post pretty often just new ed stuff that I find, or repost things other people have found. I'll have a link in the description. And if you have any ideas of videos or things that I could talk about this character, feel free to post them in the comments. Thank you.